Today I'm going to take this old Yamaha keyboard that I've had since forever, and I'm going to see if I can get it to record in FL Studio, and I also want to be able to change the patches and voices from within FL Studio. It's pretty old. It was probably manufactured about the time that the Grand Canyon was still, a drainage ditch. So yeah, it's pretty old. This is an old Yamaha PRSE 323. Good grief, this thing is dirtier than a Cardi B video. Let's go to the desktop. You're going to need to locate the manual for your keyboard, look in the back, and find the voice list, which looks like this. It has what's called the LSB and the MSB numbers, and also the program change numbers. We're going to need those numbers to plug into FL Studio in order to change the voices on the keyboard. These are the values that we're going to be looking for in your manual. Back to the desktop. Here's what your channel rack looks like. But first, let's take a look at the MIDI settings options. And as you can see, my MIDI Sport Uno is what's plugged into the keyboard, and it is active. And it's sent to port number 2. Same with the input. Set to port number 2. These two have to match. Let's close that. And my channel rack has 3 instances of dashboard. This is what dashboard looks like. And the ports are all set to 2. The channel over here is specific to the keyboard. We'll get into that just a little bit later. The bank numbers over here are the MSB, the LSB right here, and the patch number is the same thing as the program change number in your manual. Those are the 3 numbers that we're going to need for your manual. The synth is on channel 3. Like I said, that's specific to the keyboard. The MSB, the LSB, and the program change number. Port number 2, just like the MIDI options. Drums are a little bit different. These are set to channel 10. Anytime you put channel 10 on here, it's going to tell your keyboard to turn on the drum kits. So this specific drum kit, the LSB or the MSB is 127, the LSB is 0, and the patch number is patch number 1. Or in the manual, it's not patch number, it's called program change number. So the patch number is the same as the program change number, and it's number 1 on here. Port number 2. Close that. If you double click this, the drums, you can see that all of the drum voices are coming through channel 10. The bass, here's the finger bass. And the synth, I think it's just a string ensemble from the Yamaha. Put them all together and it sounds like this. Let's open up the dashboard for the bass instrument and switch some of these numbers around. This is a slap bass, I believe. Yep. Once you have your instruments set up, you can save these as presets by coming up here, save preset as, and just name it whatever instrument you have programmed in. Pretty handy, really. So now what we want to do is we're going to mute everything except for the drums. We're going to create an audio track, unmute it, assign our input, make sure that the track that's armed, you can see that it's armed down here. Make sure it's highlighted, hit the record button, into the playlist, tick, 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 tick. And yeah, turn down your fader so you don't get all that feedback echo. Turn that off, mute that, unmute this, assign your input, mute everything except for the bass. Make sure it's highlighted. Hit record, tick, 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 tick. I think we still have the cello on there or something. Let's delete that. Change this back to finger bass. That should do it. Hit the record button, yes, into the playlist. Do the same thing for the synth. Unmute the synth. Assign the input. Unmute the track. Make sure it's highlighted because it's armed down here. Hit the record button, into the playlist. Tick, tick, tick. Yeah, you know how it goes. Now you got the wave files. Let's mute everything except for the wave files and see what it sounds like. Turn up the faders. And that's how you record the audio. Maybe you have an old Yamaha keyboard that's near and dear to your heart and you still want to use its voices. This is a way to do it. And this doesn't work on just Yamaha. It works on probably any synthesizer keyboard that's out there, as long as you got the manual for it. Well, I hope that was helpful. I hope you learned something. The best thing for you to do is just keep experimenting and most importantly, keep recording.